Everyone needs to pee, 5 out of 5. We have restricted access this episode, so we're going to show you as much of the experience as possible without breaking the rules. Welcome to the Singapore Grand Prix experience, Media Restrictions Edition. As you go through all these experiences, we're going to rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, depending on how related they are to F1. Not how good they are, how related they are to F1. Starting with this. 0 out of 5. This is not related to F1. It's very good though. And the men who sold me this are very handsome. Challenge yourself.
5 seconds.
For the entire time, I kind of felt more like a squid than I did an F1 racer, so I'm going to give it maybe 2. Doing what they do on the pit stops, can't get more F1 than that. 5 out of 5, although I didn't try it because it needed 3 people and I'm too afraid to talk to other people. So 5 out of 5. Everybody needs water. My bottle's already full, I'm just doing this for show. It's too full now. Ever wondered what it was like to be a Formula 1 driver? Neither have I! So I asked one. I don't have a license.
Most of the time you're just focusing on training and driving, focusing on that. And you don't have time to enjoy the nicer stuff. Like the glam, you see the glam very few. And when it is a glamorous night, you're kind of in and out. I remember once I got a prize at the Royal Albert Hall in London. And we went up stage and received a small little prize, a nice ceremony. But I was such a rush to get back because I was training the next morning. But it's kind of cool though, because I rushed out of the hall and jumped into a police car. Because I was like, there's big traffic. I said, mate, can you help me out? Put on the sirens and off we went.
Oh my god.
So you get some cool things like that. So there are certain perks.
Now you may think that the most highly restricted area in the entirety of the circuit park is right here. But it is actually the race control room. So what goes on in there? Let's take a peek.
So race control is actually the brain and the nerve center of all racing aspects. So everything is controlled from race control. Information from the marshals trackside, the 900 officials, will be fed through this room together with the CCTV for the clerks of the course to make sound decision in a timely manner. So for example, for the use of safety car, we want to call a red flag, we want to send a marshal out to pick up a debris, will all be controlled from this room. Another technology that I'm very excited about this year is the biometric gloves that the drivers are going to wear. They introduced it beginning of this year. So from race control, where the medical officers are, they can actually monitor the oxygen level, the blood oxygen level and the heart rate of the driver. So that helps us in terms of monitoring the driver before, during and after an incident.
I see. So just making sure that they're safe.
Yes.
Right,
So
so
keeping everybody safe is our top priority.
Singapore Grand Prix experience, Media Restrictions Edition. I lost arm hairs for this. There are a lot of F1 related decals, but I'm not driving a car, and I'm not on a road, so I'm gonna give it a strong 3.5. Can't film that, can't film this. The shiny bodies do remind me of cars. 3 out of 5. 5 out of 5, everyone needs money. I'm just pretending, I don't even have an OCBC card. Motorsports does come with some risks, so it makes sense that before the event, 10 religious leaders are invited to pray for the safety of racers, staff, spectators, and for the event to run smoothly. But besides religious intervention, there are also other methods they take to ensure safety.
So we have concrete barriers and debris fences.
Okay.
So the concrete barriers are there to really buffer against the impact of a car slamming into it. The impact is actually spread across the line of barriers. So you don't have one concrete block that's just fixed into the ground permanently. If a car smashes into it, it has to have some allowance for the concrete block to move so that the impact will be dissipated. But at the same time, there are also marshals behind the barriers and fences, so we have to keep them reasonably safe as well. So the second element of the barrier system is the debris fence. A car smashes into a wall, the tyre flies out, it'll be caught by the fence.
And that is the winner of F1 Grand Prix, Mr. Bike. Here we have the first and only F1 street circuit in Asia, which means that some of our public roads have to be closed off in order to form the track. But you probably already knew that.
A street circuit gives us a lot of flexibility in changing how we want to configure the event every year. We take into account what patrons want. For the racing elements, there are certain corners that are very popular. Usually these are at the end of high-speed corners, so like for instance along this pit straight at the very end of this turn, that's the first turn of the race. So when cars start, there's a greater likelihood that there might be some collision at the end of the first corner because all the cars are jostling for position. So that's where you put all your grandstands and hospitality. Then in between where the racing is a bit more straightforward, we might have like different entertainment areas, and that allows us to also like make sure that everybody's entertained wherever they are.
Oh, transition, right. Thanks, Chris. Race control works hand in hand with about 900 race officials, all of them volunteers, which means they don't do this for the money, which is more than I can say for some people. Me. Talking about me.
I signed up in 2009, the second year. My marshals had the opportunity to actually retrieve a car that was against the wall when the racing cars were still going past our track. So that was the most exciting, to actually command the entire area and ensure that the marshals that went out to retrieve that car and come back safely to the sector. All the marshals are put through their paces. The senior officials, especially the ones that are running the corners trackside, on times where there is time to rest, actually some of the marshals are not resting. We're actually rehearsing. We time our marshals to see whether they are confident to run on track to retrieve debris and everything like that.
What really is hospitality?
Well, if you ask me what hospitality is, I would say it is something that makes people feel that they are cared for, pampered, and they feel royalty. I think I would dare to say that this is one of the event where I've got multiple hotels coming together, working as one, sharing recipes, and creating one menu. Regardless of the brands of the hotels, they have got no qualms about sharing all the different specialities that they are creating, only because they all see this as an event that represents Singapore, and they would all like to do it proud. So,
do you ever get offended when people order their steaks well done?
Well, I would lie if I say no, but you know, everyone have their own cup of tea.
Singapore Grand Prix experience, media restrictions edition. Sitting here to watch F1, 5 out of 5? AR racing, if I tried this I would definitely have thrown up, so similar to F1 I would say. 5 out of 5. This is esports. It's literally what drivers have to do before they actually become F1 racers. If I don't give this a 5, what am I going to give a 5? So 4? Just kidding, 5. And that was the Singapore Grand Prix. Some things very related to F1 and some things not so related to F1, but either way, I couldn't film them all. And that was the Singapore Grand Prix experience, media restrictions edition. Hi, did you know we have a YouTube channel? What? I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe to it. That's like your choice. Good.